Well, I never thought this day would come. The Blackmagic 2 update is finally here. Ladies and gentlemen, Blackmagic 2 has had an update for the first time in 2 years. Let's talk about it, shall we? To be completely honest, I never thought Blackmagic 2 would receive a new update, but it's here, and there's a lot to unpack. Let's start with the new blocking overhaul. Blocking has received a major overhaul and now works completely different from how it once did. Your normal type of blocking is now called guard. This defends against the most basic attacks, but is still vulnerable to overheads. I'll talk more about overheads later. Its color is light blue, and when a defender attacks you, it'll push them back slightly. Brace is the new other type of block. This is applied by holding the block button and S at the same time. This blocks everything except for low attacks, which I will also talk about later. This block is a magenta color rather than the light blue one. With these new types of blocks come new types of attacks: normal, crush, and sweep. Normal attacks are your standard moves. Self-explanatory, right? Crush attacks are also called overhead and flash with a purple indicator when used. Every class has a universal crush. This is your guard break. Some examples of the new crush moves include Assailant's SP7, Avalon's second kick SP2, and Citadel's SP8. Sweep moves, also called low moves, flash a cyan color when used. These moves break brace shielding, which is the magenta colored one, for those who already forgot. All classes have a universal sweep, which is their launcher, aka the C button. Examples of other sweep moves include Karai's Ground Special 1, Virtue's SP6, and Revenant's SP7. I'm not done with the new guarding mechanics, however. Push block was removed in favor of a new mechanic, Focus Defense. No, this isn't a Souls Combat reference, it's actually called Focus Defense. Focus Defense can do three things: push the attacker, rebound, which stuns the target for different levels, and heat absorption, which is the reason why Citadel's passive abilities were removed. Rest in peace, Citadel. You kinda suck now, honestly, though. Anyways, these mechanics are really in depth, but in short, you get stunned for aerial moves, and you can absorb heat from projectile moves. I'll be making a video going more in depth about the new blocking mechanics in the future, so if you want to look at that, make sure to stay tuned. Lastly, to go along with guarding, guard breaks were reduced to 1 heat, and have a shorter cooldown. This was mainly because they don't break all guarding now, as while they do break the normal type of guard, they do not break brace. You'll see these moves be used a lot more, but generally to less effect. That's all for guarding, so now let's talk about movement. Back hop and side dashing were completely removed. This really has changed Blackmagic 2, and to be honest, the game feels almost completely different. It's taken me a while to get used to, but it's honestly for the best. Those moves are very inconsistent and varied between the person who did them versus the person attacking them. So overall, yeah, I think it's a decent change. For some miscellaneous game changes, iframes were completely removed for rolling and replaced with super armor. So if you're rolling, you'll still take damage, you just won't get stunned. This also has to do with inconsistencies and makes everything a lot fairer. Assault has also been redone to be faster, and the cooldown is a lot less too, but it has a shorter distance. Heat was also changed a bit to benefit the person being attacked more than the attacker. This is more of a balancing issues, as an older Blackmagic 2, a lot of the times the moves would favor the attacker, even though the one being attacked should get the most heat. But this is fixed now, and hopefully will be a lot more fair. Now we have the individual class changes. And most classes did receive significant changes, except for Avalon, who is literally the exact same. So for you Avalon players out there, your class still sucks. Cry can feint guard break for a total of 3 heat, 1 for the guard break and 2 for the feint, and puts him in an idle state after the move is feinted. Cry's launcher also has less hit stun, so you have to do the JAC and SB1 a lot quicker than before. This is mainly to increase balance and combo ability, as some of Cry's combos could go on for way too long. If you know, you know. Assailant's launcher was completely changed. It can no longer start a combo, only on a counter hit, and this move also has iframes, has more end lag, and the animation is changed so Assailant performs 2 kicks rather than the uppercut he once did. I feel like this is more to balance Assailant, as his launcher was one of the best in the game previously, but this should bring him in line with almost everyone else's. Assailant's JAC has also had his hitboxes redone to be more consistent. Lastly, Assailant's heavy auto combo 2 can be cancelled into his light auto combo, which is a nice convenience to you Assailant players out there, so congratulations. Virtue was actually completely redone. That's right, the Virtue Rework has finally come out, with new moves and pretty much new everything. However, Virtue still keeps some of their old moves. For example, Special 1. Special 1 can only be used in combo now, however. Another change with Virtue, Virtue's Earth SB4, which is Virtue's new Earth SB5, deals chip damage to a guarded opponent, meaning the shield will not break, but they'll still take damage from that move. Citadel has received kinda a buff, but also kind of a nerf too. His phalanx was removed, which doesn't allow him to gain heat anymore from guarding, as this is a universal ability gained from being attacked and hitting Q while blocking from a projectile. Citadel's Special 2 knockback was reduced to how it was previously to allow moves like SB4, SB8, and Guard Break to hit a lot easier. SB3 also only costs half a bar of heat now, which is amazing, as this is how it was before the nerfs hit everyone. But lastly, Citadel's 7 heat limit was reduced to 6, which kinda sucks, as Citadel literally has no passive ability now, besides for like slightly more shield, but every class's shield was increased, so I don't really see this as a benefit. Revenant has had some fixes to his breakpoint, along with his JX hit status. His sword launcher was also reduced, which makes it more difficult to do heavy damage combos. And that's it for the class changes. Some interesting stuff which I feel will definitely affect the current meta of Black Magic 2. These last changes are smaller things. These include some lock-on changes, networking fixes to make your fights feel way more consistent, and the removal from magnets from many class attacks. And that, my friends, is everything you need to know about the changes and updates in Black Magic 2. Since the game has received these updates, as promised, I'll make some videos about it. One for a Virtue guide, and one to keep up with the new blocking mechanics. And maybe, just maybe, I'll make a re-ranking the classes video. You might want to keep your eyes out for that one. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Let's hope Black Magic 2 can keep up the momentum. This has been WD40 Gaming. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. See you later.